So we invited them to come and talk a little bit about what the Indy Food Council does. I think again we all assume that we're always going to have plenty of food to eat and don't need to worry about it. And I was just watching a report on the radio, on the Weather Channel this morning about the drought in California, what that's going to do to the availability of fresh produce for people. So Whitney, you can come up here or you can speak from there.
That was a tough act to follow. That was a great presentation. Very informative. Before I get started, I have a couple sheets that I'm going to pass around to you all. One is kind of just a one-pager of our organization. The other is a background of our outreach efforts of 2013. Thank you again for letting me come speak about the Food Council. And like she said, yeah, a lot of people don't know that we exist, so that's why I'm here. I'm program manager for the Indy Food Council. The Indy Food Council just officially launched in February of this year. It has been in formation for the past 2 years. It stemmed from a project out of Butler University in partnership with BLISS, which is Local Initiative Support Corporation. So essentially what the Food Council is a collective impact organization, which kind of in a nutshell means we kind of aggregate the impact of stakeholders who are already working on food issues in our city. So it's not about what we do, it's about what other people are doing and creating a platform to lift up that work. So essentially we're concerned with improving our food system in Indianapolis, and it comes at a time when I think 2/3 of Marion County adults are obese. I forget the fact for children, but it's equally as alarming. And there was a recent article that came out about the walkability of cities. Indianapolis is ranked #1 as far as food access is concerned. So we're #1, but not in a good reason. So there is a need for this. There's low food access, and the access in some communities is corner stores. It's full of processed food. So essentially that's kind of in general what we work on, but we have 4 main pillars that we operate our work around. The first one is ecology, so looking at the ecological standpoint of our food system, so how to utilize vacant land use, brownfields in the city, how to create large-scale citywide composting operations, how to rescue food, how to save food waste, things like that. The second one is hunger, and we incorporate social justice in that working group as well. And then we have health and nutrition, and as well as economy and community development. So each of those have working groups, and so we have our second one on May 8th. It's at the platform, which is in the west wing of the city market. It's a membership-based organization. Membership is free and open to the public. Organizational membership is $25. It's kind of a steal for that. And currently on our board, we have representatives from the Office of Sustainability, Gleaners Food Bank, Growing Places Indy, IU Health, the Health Department, the Center of Wellness for Urban Women, Butler University, and LISC. And we have a couple, 2 of our main programs, which were its pilot year in 2013. One of those is the Food Fund, which is a granting program that offers funding to catalytic food initiative programs throughout the city. So our first round of that was last year. We gave away around $50,000 to 9 different organizations throughout the city that are working on kind of innovative projects that would improve our food system here in Indianapolis. The second of our programs is a food fellowship program. We work with 4 local Marion County universities and place students who are interested in local food system development with various organizations around town, and they usually do about 10 hours a week throughout the school year. So those are our 2 main programs, but like I said, we're just getting started, so at this point it's a lot of network building and bringing everyone to the table, because like I said, it's not what we do, it's about what you all do, and creating a platform to kind of aggregate that impact, and so have a stronger impact on our food system here in Indianapolis, and ensuring that everyone has equitable access to food in our city. So I won't take up a lot of your time with me. I can answer any questions that you have, but I just wanted to come and kind of get on your radar of what the Food Council is and what we kind of do. And my contact is on this one-page fact sheet. It's the info@indyfoodcouncil.org. I'll also give you my work email. So I work my positions through LISC, and my email is wfields@lisc. It's LISC.org. And I'm happy to answer any questions for you as well.
I know that there's a lot of national information about, 1 out of every 6 children go hungry and stuff. How does that relate to Marion County? Do we have a higher than normal incident of people who are going hungry, or, you hear a lot at the holiday times about how the food banks don't have enough food for everybody.
Right.
How does our percentage compare to across the country?
Statistically, I don't know that. That would be something that the health and nutrition group would know, but I don't want to give out false information because I don't know the statistics of it. But the thing about hunger, like, it's every day. Like, you see it every day, and you may not know it. And there's the paradox of the obese poor, because the quality of food that people who are living in poverty have access to is just calorie-rich food that is of no nutritional value. So you may think that, oh, well, they're not hungry, they clearly have plenty of food, but that's clearly not the case. And just kind of looking at that, and even from a justice standpoint, like, what are those communities, like, why are the grocery stores leaving those communities? Why is Mars shutting down 8 grocery stores in the city? So addressing those kind of things as well. But as far as Marion County ranks, and nationally, I'm not sure, but we did rank #1 worst as far as food access goes, so food deserts. Food deserts is a government coined term for those who don't know, and it means that basically communities or families who live, I think it's 1 to 1.5 miles away from a grocery store is considered a food desert area. And in rural counties, I believe that's 10 miles away from a grocery store.
Jody?
We were looking at these numbers. These bar graphs are people who showed up at a meeting, not necessarily representative of that neighborhood.
No,
right?
not at all. So in 2013, we spent just kind of fact-finding. So we had 2 different fact-finding initiatives. One was breakout sessions, and they all took place kind of at the same location at the same time. And we're more geared towards stakeholders who are kind of already interested in this field. But the second one we launched was a series of community conversations where essentially we took all of those and took them into 8 different communities, and those are listed on the back here, and kind of went through, so we have overall goals of the Food Council, and then each of the node, like, working groups have their own goals. So what we did in those meetings was kind of just introduce the concept of what a Food Council is and get feedback on those goals, and then kind of changed them after we kind of aggregated all of that info.
Do you have a Facebook page?
We do. I think it's just www.facebook.com/Indy Food Council. But if you go to our website, all of that you can.
And the
link to
website
that.
again is?
IndyFoodCouncil.org.
Thank you.
And this data is respect to that survey that list was, that health survey, is that what this data is from?
No, this is from our outreach efforts of 2013. So we did a food access survey at those. We did 8 conversations.
But there is a survey currently going on. Can you explain that?
There's a couple different ones. I'm not sure which one you're referring to, but there was one done, it was a capstone project from SPIA, and it was a food desert assessment. It kind of addressed all of the food deserts in the city, and that came out 2 years ago. There's also a recent study that was done by Butler University for the Lawrence Township area, studying food access in that area. And I don't think that's published yet, but that is done through the Indy East Food Desert Coalition.
And there's one presently going on in the mid-north area.
Oh, I'm not aware of that one. Who's doing that one?
List.
Oh, okay, yeah. And a lot of our work kind of overlaps with the quality of life plans, because a lot of quality of life plans have food initiatives in them.
So for the Food Council, is it just accessibility, or is it also trying to create